Hello and welcome to the next video of my top 5 series where I go over my top 5 players in each role in my opinion. Comment down below with your top 5. Keep in mind all positive and negative comments equally boost my videos and will help the algorithm. I had some, little fruitcake give me a couple comments earlier today and, well, it boosted my video. So thank you for that. Now, we have bot lane, top 5. So as you see here, we have the list of players that I think are world class, that if they go to an international event, they aren't out of place. Last, May or June after MSI, I had my top 5 videos out, and the top 5 were Guma, Wanfeng, Gala, Ruler, and Viper for that video. I will say that looking at it, there's possibly, 2, 3, 4 of them that might stay in the top 5. I'm still working through it. This one's a toughie. It's definitely harder than the other roles. Mid lane at the end was hard, but in jungle, organizing the top 5. But as far as this is concerned, it's going to be a little harder. So we're going to start first. We're going to eliminate a few players. First, giving his flowers, Shogun is my favorite AD carry, for sure. He plays an aggressive style that punches the opposition in the mouth. He's extremely young still. The LPL is still announcing rosters, and I honestly, truly believe that he should be on an LPL roster. It's probably not going to happen, but he should be. So Shogun's out. Had a Penta at Worlds. Like, come on. Shogun is exceptional. Let's rule out a couple others. I love Elk, but Elk is not as good as the other people on this list. Hansama's not on this list. Reckless isn't obviously even on here. I am a big fan of Reckless as well, but let's be real, he's a little old. Speaking of old, Deft is out. Deft, you won Worlds. Good for you. Barrel carried you to the promised land. By the way, Hansama's out because I think that he may be one of those guys that just struggles under pressure big time. Let's see. Let's work through this some more. Definitely Berserker's out. He needs to grow a bit. I liked his Worlds. He's the only player on Cloud9 that I felt did a decent job. So he's there. He was there, but is off the board now. Light is out. I will say I thought Light played fine. Definitely solid. Reminds me yesterday of going over a player like Angel, and I think Angel just kind of filled out Weibo, was solid all the time, did his job. Light, very similarly. He does build kind of screwy sometimes, but in the grand scheme of things, he's definitely solid and a good player. The thing is, with the LPL, it is so deep at certain positions. We have literally 8 AD carries up here that are pretty good. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, I didn't even... Oh, yeah, I did. I was about to say I didn't put Jackie Love on here, but I clearly did. What are we going to work through next? Teddy, similar to Light, but older. Teddy is what he is at this point in his career. Just going to do his job. Sometimes takes over games, but more often than not is just kind of there doing his thing. Speaking of there doing his thing, Upset is the biggest KDA player in the world, so he is off the list because I love KDA players, but not to the degree he is. He's pretty ridiculous about it. Hope is out. Hope is an Inter. Big time. Big problem. JDG, obviously, later on today with my roundup, you'll see that Hope is no longer with JDG. Those rumors on the LPL snowball is started when it comes to players. So the roundup will be out later today. So this is the first of 2 uploads. If you are watching it during the midday after it's uploaded. So how many do we have here? We have 11 players left. Comp is out. Comp has to do more. I still think Trimby had a lot to do with Comp's success, but Comp did well at Worlds. I thought he was solid for most of it, and really, solidified what he had done in playoffs. And even throughout the LEC summer split, under the radar, if you watch my roundups, he would deal like 40% damage and losses and stuff like that. So he was like really doing work the whole time. It was just that the team wasn't winning for a good portion of it. So, with these final 9, if I boot... Okay, I know which 5 I'm going to boot. So, we're going to work through it this way. I think Prince and Aiming are pretty close. I don't know Aiming's age. So, bear with me. If Aiming is like 24 years old or something, 23, 24 years old, Prince is like, he's 21 now, he's like 22. Prince has the edge because he's younger and he's already at Aiming's level. But I do believe Prince needs to follow up his performance from summer with a good one in spring. He's in the LCS. The bar is set very low for being able to do that. I mean, the region stinks, so should be able to do the job. Aiming, on the other hand, will be without life. He has, Lahens now? That could be really, really, really scary. KT is scary on paper if all things work out. So Aiming and Prince, pretty even level. I have them highly ranked throughout LCK. If you watch my top performer videos, if you saw my post season video, I thought Prince and Aiming actually had a better claim to the MVP than, who got it, Peanut or Ruler, only because they were literally the players for their teams versus Gen G, which was just a powerhouse with like really good players in they had top 5 players in 3 of the 5 roles. Peanut's a top 10 player, and then Doran is just there doing his thing. So, that's how I felt about that. Now, we're going to eliminate 3 more. And really, the reason why I left Duckdom on here is because he fits the bill for the other 2 that I'm about to erase. So, we have an Aphelios 1-trick out. A Kesa 1-trick out. And a Senna 1-trick out. If this was my top 5 Kesas in the world, Gala would be first. If it was my top 5 Sennas in the world, Fodic would be first. If it was my top 5 Aphelioses in the world, Duckdom would have a claim. So, I don't think Duckdom is the best Aphelios in the world outright. I'd have to think about it more. But that is his best champion by far. So, all 3 are out. The reason why Gala's up here is because I didn't wait long enough after MSI to erase that in my mind to make this list here. So, we got our 5. We got the 5 players. What color are we going to do here? We'll do pink, I guess. So, top 5. So, it's between 2 guys, 2 players. So, let's qualify the 5 up here. Jackie Love, very good. Very talented. I say that about almost everybody I say up here because they are all very mechanically talented. Jackie Love ints his face off from time to time on occasion. He has already won the big series, the big game. He has won Worlds. So, is he a choker? No, because he's already won in the highest pressure situation that eliminates the choker title. Now, does he int? Yes, he does int, but he is very good. This past meta fit him to a T. Wanfeng is trying his damnedest to carry the Shy, SFM, and On. Like, trying so hard to carry them while they all try and int every single game away. Like, Wanfeng is super good, and it's a damn shame that he was stuck with those 3 inters all year long. And now there are rumors that he's going to be on BLG or whatever. So, because Weibo and BLG are making trades, LNG. The LPL free agency, all the rumors are pretty interesting because there are so many teams and so many good players. But, yeah. So, there. Guma played a fabulous spring. Really, really, really played well. Hence being first. Did great at MSI. got ahead of myself. Shogun took a lot of his confidence away, actually. I've said that 1,000 times. I don't know why I didn't think about that just now. Shogun took away Guma's confidence, so actually, between the time of MSI, Game 1, and when I made this, probably should have had Guma dropped, but Summer kind of struggled for a while because Kyria really doesn't fit the meta that it was. But towards the end, they just said, screw it. In playoffs, we're going to go pick Nautilus and stuff. And it allowed Guma to play more comfortably, and he played well. Worlds, Guma played fabulous. He led in KDA for a very long time. I think that he is a top 580 carry in the world for sure. Ruler is now on almost slipped. We're talking about that later. Ruler going into Worlds was my number 1. Still debating on if I'm going to keep it that way. But Genji let him go. He's a very, arguably, in some people's eyes, the best 80 carry ever. He is in the top 5, and that is without question. So, and many people, majority of people would have him in the top 3. And like I said, there's an argument for first. And then there's Viper. Viper's cracked. He's probably mechanically the best 80 carry right now. So, let's do this. 5th, we're going to go with Guma. Guma has to follow up Worlds and show that, you know, he's got it under control in spring after a terrible summer. We cannot erase summer. People like to erase things. You can't erase things, okay? Worlds occurred. That factors in. That meta is its own thing. How'd they do in summer with a very different meta than what Worlds was. How'd they do in spring with a very different meta than summer, but kind of like Worlds. So, got to factor that all in there. Can't just say, oh, well, this happened at Worlds, so this is why this list is the way it is. Like, okay, well, you know, it's then you might as well make a top 5 for every patch because the patch is going to determine what champions were viable and who played the best on those champions. So, Guma 5th. Wanfang will be 4th. Jackie will be 3rd. Wanfang needs to have those moments where he literally 1v9s and overcomes his team. He hasn't really done that enough. He tries very hard to do it, but he doesn't always do it. Jackie Love, on the other hand, can do it from time to time. He had exceptional Zeri plays that really, truly were like ones that you'll never forget in summer. Obviously, Zeri's completely disgusting. That's undeniable. But, you know, the only thing with Zeri is if you played it bad, it was clear that you were bad. Now, Ruler I have 2nd. Viper I have 1st. I think Ruler benefited from being alongside Lehens. Lehens being a very good Yuumi player, Lulu player, enchanters. Also some eccentric picks that benefited him. Where Viper had Mako. Mako obviously one of the better supports ever. It's been around a long time. But nevertheless, I wouldn't quite have him at Lehens' level. So there's that. And I really felt like throughout Worlds, Viper was the guy really bringing EDG along. We saw it even in quarters, him single-handedly trying to bring EDG from the brink as the rest of his team faltered around him, namely Scout in Game 5. So with that, so we have top 5 is Viper, Ruler, Jackie, Wanfang, and Guma. So comment down below with your top 5. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. By the way, that fruitcake remark in the beginning, it is the holiday season, so that's where it is relevant. You know, no one likes fruitcake. Nobody does. You don't like cake with dates and raisins and all that in there. So, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube member, and stay tuned later today for my roundup.